Hi guys, today I want to talk about emotional intelligence. Now, this may be a sensitive topic to some, but it's a very interesting and an important topic, especially when it comes to health and well-being and being able to deal with stress and chaos in life. The positive response to things and to situations makes our life so much more easier when we just act out of a place when we're not in balance within ourselves. When it comes to mastering emotions, we must first try to understand, where do emotions stem from? What are our triggers? So this topic can be so vast and it can be so big. And in conventional medicine and Western medicine, we don't hear the term emotions relating to an illness, pain, or cancer, or whatever that we're going through. But when it comes to traditional Chinese medicine or ancient Hindu system, we know that emotions are actually part of our energetic system and they impact us greatly. So for example, anger is the number one and in a sense common emotion we all experience. And there are underlying reasons to why we feel angry, but anger specifically affects your liver meridian. That can cause and lead to so many other problems in the body. And the one book I'm going to recommend, actually, it's called Molecules of Emotions. This is an incredible book if you want to try to understand where the emotions arise, how they work biologically, chemically, even found in our immune system. It's actually quite amazing. And I'm sure if we spend a lot of time, there's research out there to an extent. There's not a thorough amount of research on this topic, but there's still research, and that's what Chinese medicine, acupuncture, meridian work, Reiki, all these energy medicine work is based off of. It's healing you at the core level. Another thing that I often see is if you mention emotional healing to someone else, they may think of it as an emotional support, that while you're going through something that you need support for someone to be there to hold your head or whatever that is, right? But that's not what emotional healing is. Emotional healing, in order to master your emotions, is really focusing on and having a positive response to situations. So for example, I'm going to take personal example here. I have so many. This year has been by far 2020, thanks to COVID, that I have delved so deep into inner work and I've done so much more emotional healing. And I realized that although I was somewhat emotionally stable, but our emotions are subconsciously programmed down to our core belief from when we were a child, what we grew up with, how culturally and ethnically we are programmed and we are accustomed to doing certain things. So our limiting beliefs arise from our emotions. Don't forget to wait till the end of the video, because I am going to walk you through a few of the things you can do to start mastering your emotions. When I started diving into emotional work, I realized that I had a lot of anger. And I mean, most of us do, right? We have anger for some reason, but what are the underlying thoughts? So let's say you had an argument with your so-and-so loved ones or whoever that is, even in your family, and they say something and it makes you really angry. And what you have to do is you have to sit with that thought and try to understand, where did that feeling arise from? Is it because you felt like you didn't get the attention you wanted? Is it because you felt like you were rejected and they haven't been there to support you where you wanted or when you wanted? Is there an unresolved emotion or a situation that you've had with that person where they've hurt you, but you've never really truly expressed how you felt, so you're holding that inside you? So that example serves as a way to see deep down what those emotions are. So for me, I learned that since I have had a lot of trauma in my life, that a lot of my feelings and anger were towards me. It was towards myself. It was towards myself not making the choices that I should have made. I beat myself up for this, and I know you do too. And I know we've all been there where we've done something, said something wrong. We're like, why are we so stupid? Why did I just say this? Or why couldn't I make a different choice? Why didn't I think of it then? What was going on? But when we're in time of stress, we are thinking completely differently than when we would when we're actually in a state of calm. So this is where understanding where your emotions arise from, you can change your response. That's what I say is emotional resiliency. Because now, if that same thing happens in the future, like if me and my husband have a fight, I have a different response. Okay, so that didn't happen, and what can we do about it? We can change this. Instead of acting in anger out of a place where I feel unfulfilled and rejected or not heard, then that's a complete different story, right? So we can change that. So that's a big example, and I want you to find examples in your life. Whenever you feel that strong emotion that someone has brought on because they've said something to you, then think about that, write it down. Journaling is the #1 way that you can actually get to the bottom of this. Honest, just really honest, because you write down a lot of times what you're feeling and it's coming out. It's just flowing. It's like an energy work. It's flowing. And so you want to be able to write this down, and you don't want to just think about it because you're going to forget about it. You're going to forget about the details, what came up. Okay, so look at it that way. Start with emotions, because a lot of diseases also, at least in Chinese medicine and in Ayurveda and in Indian systems, emotions and pain are a direct reflection of what you're not releasing. An emotion that's stuck in your body, it's not releasing, and that's your body's sign. That's your body's signal telling you that you need to slow down, you need attention, and this needs to be fixed. And that can come in various forms. So start writing this down. Start writing down what's coming up for you. What pains are you experiencing? So that will give you a good overlook and like a big picture of what's actually going on with you. That's how you start building awareness. This is how it all starts. Self-awareness is like the most powerful thing you can do in the entire world. I highly believe that we are here because, as spirit and soul on the spiritual side, to really understand who we are. If you understand who you truly are, then you can put yourself out there in the world and inspire others just by being who you are. It took me a long time to get here, and I'm telling you, I'm still not fully there, because it's a work in progress, especially when you've had a lot of trauma in life and you're just starting to understand how you're just bogged down and chained down by all these negative self-beliefs and emotions that you think you had control on but really have been controlling you. So let's start changing that, okay? So let's dive into a couple other things that will really help you on top of being self-awareness and being journaling. Let's dive into a couple of those things and see how that can help you. So this goes without saying, because nutrition is always important. It doesn't matter what you do, because nutrition does also play a big role in your emotions. Have you ever eaten a lot of sugar where you've seen yourself being irritated, or you've gotten super hyper and you're just super excited? Everybody have had a different side effects of having too much sugar, but that serves as a good example of how the food itself can manipulate how you feel, how you act, and what you do. So having proper clean nutrition makes a big difference in how you're going to think, how you're going to act and react, because we are all connected. We are all connected. Every cell in our body, every organ system is an interconnected system that works together cohesively. It's not separate from each other. So let's not separate out nutrition, because nutrition, again, food is vibration. So the type of food you eat greatly hugely impacts how you're gonna do all those things. Okay, so the next one is to have new experiences, because it just expands our horizon. It helps us understand different cultures and different people and understand why they act a certain way, why they do things a certain way. It just gives you more experiences, helps you translate information and process information differently. So more of a reason to just go and explore and have adventures, meet new people, try to understand different cultures. It helps you respect them and know that when they act a certain way, it's not coming at us specifically, it's because of their belief systems. And I think that's where I obviously had a big area of learning, right? It's a lot of people act out of their experiences and how they're feeling. It's what's happening inside of them. So that's important to remember. So the third one I'm going to say is self-care. Because when we don't take care of ourselves, we are unfulfilled, we are unhappy, and we are gonna feel angry. We're gonna have resentments with people, even if they've done nothing to us. When we don't take care of ourselves, we blame it on other people and other things. And I'm guilty of it too. I've done it so many times. In fact, I just started to pay attention to taking care of myself more than I've ever did before, because I'm learning not just that as a business professional that's important to do, but you as yourself, for health and well-being and having that mind, body, spirit balance, you need to learn to take care of yourself. Find time. Self-care is important. That's going to make you more emotionally intelligent, and it's going to give you the resilience that you need, because you have the perfect balanced life where you can have chaos, you can react to something, but you know how to bring yourself back into balance. That's the key. And I want to add one more thing, because I think this is super, super important. While you're doing everything else, when you come up with something, then I think about what it is clearly you're feeling. First, get down to the bottom of your emotion, like truly how you're feeling. Anger is due to being either rejected or having unfulfillment. So find what truly is underlying and then communicate. Communicate, because most of the time we think someone else knows or is thinking about it or is doing it, whatever that is, but they're not. If you don't communicate, they will not know what you want. If you feel misheard or unheard, and if you feel misunderstood, or you want something, then the easy thing, and I think this is most uncomfortable for most of us, because we're not used to just saying, especially I think women, we do that. And I had learned one thing about myself, that I did that too for a long time. Like, it was really difficult for me to express what I wanted, because I really didn't have that choice growing up. So it was embedded in me subconsciously, and I wasn't used to speaking up or speaking my truth and being myself. So it's important to express yourself and communicate with the other person what you want. To be honest, take some time and do that. That will change how you feel and the outcome of your problems, because then you know you have a way to fix it. You know you can get around this. You don't have to be stuck in that cycle. Okay, so I'm gonna end it with that, because there are a lot more that I can go into. And if this is something you guys really like and find it valuable, then let me know in the comments below, because I would love to make more videos on this. I'm very passionate about everything I talk about, because it's why I share, and I feel like this will really benefit you, because these are things that are not openly talked about. Why is it that we don't openly talk about something that we are? I mean, I wish we learned all this stuff in school, how to control our anger and have more emotional intelligence versus raising our IQ and not emotionally being balanced. If you like this, then leave them in the comment below. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about more. So that's it, folks. for today. I really hope that was helpful and that brings positive energy into your life and helps you be stronger and bring balance in mind, body, spirit. With gratitude and love, I hope you have an amazing